building behind me is the administration building. It functions like the nucleus of the cell. It sends out orders for the rest of the cell to function. The orders are like the DNA in the cell.
The administration building on campus functions as the nucleus because of the president, who is chromosome-like, who sends out orders like chromosomes that pertain to the functions of each branch of the university and also its central location. In the cell, the nucleus is made of DNA, whereas the administration is made of brick and mortar. In the cell, the nucleus sends out chemical messages that direct the cell and keep it functioning, but the administration building sends out orders via email, phone calls, and other networking tools.
The classrooms are like the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the knowledge being given to the students are the proteins that dot the organelle. The rough endoplasmic reticulum in the cell is composed of membranes of ribosomes that make proteins, which is its main function in the cell. The ribosomes make proteins that are then shipped to the Golgi apparatus. Oh. This is one of the dorms on campus. This would act as the Golgi apparatus in the cell because it stores the proteins after it comes from the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is the classrooms. From the Golgi apparatus, students graduate and would go on to the real world.
The Golgi apparatus is where all the protein is stored after it comes from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The Golgi apparatus is like a dorm because the students live in the dorm until they graduate or go on to other parts of campus. Likewise, the Golgi apparatus holds proteins until they are needed somewhere else in the cell. The Golgi apparatus is made of membrane-bound sacs called cisternae. The Golgi apparatus is the shipper and receiver within the cell.
The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is like Borden's because they both produce fat, lipids for the cell, and ice cream for Borden's. It is made up of sacs and membranes. It does this with the help of enzymes. Hello, freshman 15.
We done?
The roads surrounding the campus are like the cell wall because they give the cell a rigid, definite structure. The cell wall is made of cellulose fiber and polysaccharides. It does its job by absorbing water and protein to keep the plant turgid.
The campus gates are like the cell membrane because they are inside of the cell wall, and they are selectively permeable because not everyone can get into the university. The cell membrane is made up of a phospholipid bilayer with proteins and enzymes. It lets fluids in and out of the cell. The McDonald's near campus is like a mitochondria. A mitochondria creates energy by taking food and oxygen and turning it into ATP through cellular respiration. Likewise, the McDonald's takes frozen food that is delivered in trucks and cooks it, which gives people energy when they eat it. A mitochondria is made of proteins and a phospholipid bilayer.
PJ's Coffee House is like a chloroplast because it makes energy on its own through coffee, which when consumed gives students a much needed boost at any given hour. Chloroplasts and cells make energy through photosynthesis. Chloroplasts are plastids, which are made of lipids and proteins with chlorophyll inside of it.
Sidewalks are like cytoskeletons because they give the campus structure and they give the students a place to walk. Cytoskeletons are made up of microtubules and microfilaments that are made of proteins. Cytoskeletons move the organelles through them with dyneins and kinesins. They also help in keeping the cell rigid because they help to support the cell. They are scaffolding-like. Ribosomes are like college students because they are made of proteins, which is like knowledge to college students. They are also made of nucleic acid, which is the DNA of the cell. The DNA is the assignments from the professors and superiors. Ribosomes are racially diverse, just like college kids. That statement is false. This is the parking garage on campus, and it acts as a centrioles because it divides the students from their cars like the centrioles in a real cell would help in dividing the animal cells.
The parking garage is like a centriole because it divides students from their car like the centriole divides the animal cell. The centriole is composed of microtubules. It works by doubling itself through mitosis. The hygienial engineer is comparable to a lysosome because they both act as a cleanup crew. They contain acid hydrolase enzymes which enable cellular debris and waste materials to be destroyed.
Kaboom! The cytoplasm is the filler. It just kind of takes up space in between the buildings on the campus, in between the organelles in the cell. It's made of water, salt, and organic molecules.